gorgeous.
That looks great.
This is going to be the most fun unveiling
it.
ever.
I think this does it, guys. I think we're done.
I got everything back.
Oh, finally. We're so excited because we get to finally unveil the most exciting house we've done this year, and that is our modern farmhouse here at Tulio Estates. This is voted regionally #1 house of the year.
Wow.
I love this style. How awesome is this, you guys?
Oh, this
Love
is gorgeous.
And don't forget that Granite Ridge was voted #1 again, 9th time.
It's a good point. Hey, since that, I think with this porch, American and modern farmhouse, we got to celebrate with what? Iced tea. Yeah. So why don't we pour this? But in the meantime, we've got to describe how to get here. Some people have asked, so would you go ahead and tell us how to get here,
Yeah,
Luke?
it's a great location. So you head east on DuPont Road, which will eventually turn into State Road 1. You're going to go through Leo Crossing, and then shortly thereafter, you're going to enter into the Leo Cedarville area.
Now, speaking of Cedarville, Luke, do you know where we got the name Cedarville?
Ooh, no idea.
Well, Fort Wayne's known for the 3 rivers, but a lot of people don't know that there's 2 rivers right here in Leo,
thank you.
and the St. Joe and Cedar Creek meet together, and that's why they called it Cedarville. So there was a pioneer back in the days that when he got out on shore, he saw some cedar trees, and he named it Cedarville, but what a lot of people don't realize is those trees were actually birch trees. So can you imagine if this was called Birchville or Birch Creek?
I kind of like that.
Yeah, me too.
As you continue down State Road 1, you're going to see that park and then Cedarville Reservoir on your right-hand side, and you're going to head up and you're going to get to a stop sign. That stop sign is Hostler Road. You're going to turn left at that stop sign. You're going to go through 2 more. You're going to start seeing some of the schools on your left-hand side. And once you get through that 3rd stop sign, you're going to look on your right-hand side. That's where Leo Estates is, or Lakes of Leo, and you're going to see Mateo Valley across the street.
There's so many things out here in this Leo area as well. I mean, we're literally a half a mile away from the middle school and the high school. We have parks, we have splash pads, there's all types of shopping around. You're really close to that whole Coldwater DuPont Road area. So you can be really close to the city and have that country feel at all times.
Well, you know that Leo is probably one of the most popular small towns out here. And a lot of the guys have heard the name. Do you know where, history-wise, how the name Leo came about? Interesting story. It used to be called Hamilton Town, but there were so many Hamiltons, they said you can't do that for the post office purpose. So they said, why don't we name it after our post office, which was named after Pope Leo. I thought that was interesting.
Tony, do you know which Pope Leo? Because I think there was 13 different ones.
Good point. There really was. There was 13. We think it was the best one, the latest one in the 1800s, but we really don't know. So I thought that was fun. Hey, you know what? Wouldn't you guys say this is going to be the best unveiling ever?
Yes.
Oh,
We need to have
great.
cheers, and we need to talk about this and get it in the opening.
All
So,
right.
cheers. Congratulations. Good job.
Welcome to Between the Studs. We are Granite Ridge Builders, custom builders serving northern Indiana, northwest Ohio, and also parts of southern Michigan. We have been building custom homes for almost 2 decades, and we're really passionate about what we do. So join us today as we explore the processes, the trends, and also tips that characterize today's new home. Thanks for watching.
Okay, guys, now this is the way to start a Between the Studs shoot on this gorgeous front porch, iced tea in hand, and describing the modern farmhouse.
Well, welcome back to the unveiling of our most exciting house that we have done this year so far, and that is the modern farmhouse. And we're going to be able to tell you all of the features and even give you a tour throughout the whole show today.
And not only do I love the style and all of the finishes in this house, I love the floor plan.
Yeah.
This home has a full finished basement, so overall we're about 4,500 square feet. So it's very spacious, 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. The master bedroom is on the main level. It's just a great design.
It is, and there's a couple other features that we can't forget to talk about. This amazing front porch that we are sitting on here, but we also have the covered veranda in the back with pavers and a fire pit even, and those are some wonderful features. And don't forget the inside of the house. I mean, we are so excited. There's a beautiful kitchen, modern master shower, like you were saying, all sorts of features to die for, especially the trimscaping. And I'm telling you what, when all of the Granite Ridge employees come in and they see this house and their mouths have been dropped and they're just wowed, we did a good job because we see houses all day. So I think this is the winner for sure.
Okay, I think what we should do, let's describe what you guys think the modern farmhouse architecture is. So let's kind of describe it. And I think the first one, you have to say what? It's got to be a porch, right?
Yeah. And speaking of the porch, a little history lesson for you guys. The name porch actually comes from Old French for porche. Now the word porche comes from the Latin word for porticus, which means passage. So when we look at the name porch, I like to go back to the British settlers, because in Britain, the word porch literally means a sheltered entranceway. And with British settlers back in the early 1700s, during the colonies, the southern colonies to be more specific, when they came over and were building houses, they put porches on their homes, because during the New World summers of the southern colonies, they would experience a lot of really hot weather and thunderstorms. So the deluge of rain, they would need a place to not only keep themselves cool, but to keep themselves protected.
Wow.
Makes sense.
There's a lot of different names for porches out there too, from all over the country here. One of my favorite names is actually the Galleria. You see a lot of those in the New Orleans French Quarter area, where you have the covered porch on the main level, and then you actually have a secondary level porch. And you see a lot of those on the Mardi Gras pictures when they're throwing things off the porches down towards where the parades are.
Well, I've got one in the United States. Does anybody know what the Carolina porch was called? They called it a rain porch. Just because, like you said, there was a lot of rain during that time, so they call them Carolina porches. Or another one is an Arizona porch, and that is a screen porch. Fun term.
Similar to Florida, they call it a lanai, which is also a screen porch. A lot of times there's a pool in it.
Another one from the American colonial area would be called a piazza, which is a raised porch with columns underneath. And piazza is not Italian, though. It's actually British.
And that makes sense, because the Italian word for porch is loggia, and we use that one a little bit at Granite Ridge too.
And my favorite has to be the portico. So think of a lot of your federal type buildings with the covered entrance, with the big strong columns holding them up, maybe a Doric or Corinthian column. That's a portico.
That's true. Well, we're enjoying this porch, but there's a lot of other features for the modern farmhouse. So what are some of those?
You know, if you're starting on the outside of the house, a lot of times you'll see white siding. It doesn't have to be though, but a lot of black accent and usually some stained woodwork too.
And then, of course, subway tile inside, pattern tiles, a lot of natural products. So a lot of stained woodwork in combination with painted woodwork.
True, very true.
Seems like everything's oversized when you're talking about it, whether it's the light fixtures or other accent pieces throughout the house that are really large.
And Tony, that all works because it's typically an open concept as well when you think about that modern farmhouse.
So islands, things like that, you probably assume you'd see. What about the views?
Yeah, the large window fenestration as well. So we've got very large windows that are going to make for a perfect view and also to let lots of natural light inside.
See, I think that's where the modern comes in. Rather than the old farmhouse, they had smaller windows. Now we're doing so much more, and then you get that whole outside, like the veranda, the porches, but the views are normally amazing.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite features has to be the different types of metals that you see in these modern farmhouses. We're seeing people put metal on roof systems, on shed dormers, faux dormers. You also see the different types of finishes even on the interior appliances or the plumbing fixtures. You see a lot of blacks, golds. Those look really sharp. Even the light fixtures, you're seeing a lot of different colors too.
And speaking of the roofs, Tyler, it's not uncommon to see some steep slopes on these houses, as well as some dormers that just kind of help accent that roof line. And then they'll typically pick darker shingles. Again, Caleb mentioned the white siding. It's going to contrast with that white siding.
Makes sense.
And Luke, flooring is important in every house we do nowadays, but it's really important in this modern farmhouse. You see a lot of rustic flooring, wide planks, even some more distressed or naughty looks. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The big thing is accents. Little pieces here and there throughout the entire house. You may see some unique laundry room floors. You even see big mural patterns of wallpaper in some of the half baths. There's just those little touches that make it.
But you know, they're not like the arts and crafts type of little parts and pieces. They're a little bit more simplistic, wouldn't you think?
It is a little bit more simplistic, and that's why with the outside of the house, we usually don't have a whole lot of stone or brick. And you could do either one, but there's not, it's just on that accent again, maybe the porch pedestals, maybe a little bit around the garage, but very simplistic. And with the siding, you can do the Dutch lap or the bevel profile, both go really well. Sometimes you have shutters or not, so there's different things to think about there. And with those black window accents, what is really modern farmhouse is doing the black on the inside as well.
Well, we're talking a lot about these porches, but there was a time that we saw what we call the death of the American porch, which is when we started having air conditioning and enclosed garages and people started to commute more to work, where we saw people just not put a priority for the front porch. But that's one of the things that's really nice about this movement is we are seeing a push more towards being more communal in our living again, and these front porches are a big part of that.
Yeah, now we can get the show started, which we should, or we can sit here and drink our iced tea. What do you think?
I'm going to stay right here.
I think I need to go check out the back porch.
I'm so excited about that.
Kayla, I'm so excited to talk about this great room and where we're standing right now. And I know we've been decorating this house and getting everything ready, but I wanted to give you something to add to the space.
I'm going to be jealous whoever does get this home because it is amazing.
I know, and welcome home, as it states, that's something we love to tell all of our clients when they move into a new home, and here is no exception. So let's talk a little bit about this room. I mean, there's so many features, but where should we start?
Well, let's start with the fireplace because that's probably one of the best features about this great room. So that fireplace is the stone to the ceiling, the arched hearth is gorgeous, and I love the barn beam mantle.
I know, and it's really unique, you know, when we're talking about a modern farmhouse, and that's so time specific. I mean, when we're talking about the barn beam mantle, we're doing that in a lot of houses too, aren't we?
We are, and you can go from very rustic to a little bit more simplistic, so this is a really good mix between both. And I love what we did on the sides of the fireplace. That shiplap, of course, is the staple piece of any modern farmhouse look, and you have the floating shelves, which makes a really great accent, and then you have a little bit of storage space below too.
Yeah, I love that feature. Now, one thing that my eyes immediately draw me to is up above me, this coffered ceiling.
Yes.
I mean, the knotty pine that you guys did in there, and not to mention the crown molding, it adds a lot of depth. It's so rich, and the fact that we stained those really kind of sets it apart too.
It really does. That car siding is gorgeous. And of course, to enhance all of the beautiful woodwork in the great room, we have the gorgeous light fixtures. So that ceiling fan is a modern farmhouse look. I don't know if I've even seen it before, but it is a really great feature to this great room. And we also have the sconces behind, which we don't see a lot of sconces, but it is a really great feature when you're talking the modern farmhouse, and just the decorative nature of those really enhances the entire space.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, some of the things we talked about earlier on with just the finishes, the golds, the blacks, I mean, we've kind of hit it all with all of the fixtures in this room.
And I love the windows to make this a great open space with that black accent and the simple trim that makes it that modern farmhouse look.
Now with those windows, these are pre-finished too, correct? Because they look really, really clean and sharp.
It really makes a big difference when you can pre-finish, and that's what some of the wood materials are, and the windows. So come out and take a look. This is a great living space to be able to call your home.
This is awesome. So where do you want to put this awesome piece?
What if we put it by the fireplace there?
Okay.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah. Now, Elizabeth, we talked about it in the opening that the kitchen with these modern American farmhouses is so important.
It is. It's the heart of the home, and the kitchen behind us is amazing. This is the first kitchen we've done with this combination, and I love it. We have a combination of wood species, so we have a maple wood and an alder wood, and we've done stained and painted. So nice little accent there.
Right, and the alder is on the range hood as well as the island, and we did something different with the way the wood goes on those too.
We did. It's more of a shiplap look, and a lot of times you see shiplap in a painted, but this is in a stained, and it's a nice accent piece. I love that wood hood. Now that wood hood goes all the way to the ceiling, just like the upper cabinets. So this is a 9-foot ceiling, and those are a 54-inch upper cabinet, and we've got a peekaboo. So those are the glass doors up top, and what I love are the muntins, or the grids in those. They're black. We talked about the modern farmhouse has a lot of black accents, such as windows. Well, we incorporated it even in the cabinetry.
Yeah, and we did something with the backsplash that's pretty interesting too. We did an Art Deco backsplash, and we accented or highlighted it with some under cabinet lighting.
Yes, I love this backsplash because it's a patterned tile. A lot of times in the modern farmhouse you see a subway tile. So I love the unexpected in this kitchen, and it's a very subtle pattern. So you look at it and it's not, you know, it's not bold or doesn't stand out too much for the kitchen. It's really gorgeous. And then the countertop is a quartz countertop, and this is a beautiful color. This is Iron's Bridge.
Yeah, and it's got a slight arch to it. You can see it on the camera here, which allows us just to get maybe one more chair around the island, because we know that we both have kids. A lot of times we're doing homework here, multitasking, making, you know, preparing dinner while they're doing their homework. So that makes it a great place. Like you said, it's the heart of the home. That's where people spend a lot of their time.
And then things like the undermount sink, and then the fixtures, the champagne bronze, which is really in style, mixed with the black accents. It's just a gorgeous kitchen. Well, we are here in the pantry at our new modern farmhouse. Now, we build some awesome pantries, and it's amazing how we can keep making them better and better. But this is by far my favorite pantry the Granite Ridge Builders has done.
And it all started with the barn door, right, Elizabeth?
It did. Now, I've just made some coffee. We have a coffee bar even in here.
And that is one of the most popular trends that we're seeing this year, is taking all of the clutter off of these beautiful countertops, these crisp lines. We're moving it all into these oversized pantries. So this one, we've got custom cabinetry. It can use it as a coffee bar. A lot of folks are doubling as a wine grotto now. And some folks are even going as far to put toaster ovens in here. They're putting tea kettles, and some folks are even putting a microwave, right?
You're right, and storage is so important in every home, and pantry storage, of course, is important. Now, we've seen people go away from the dining room concept, which we completely understand because you don't use it very often.
Sure.
So with that, a lot of times people have more plates, dishes. This is a great storage area. And look at all of the shelving. These are all adjustable, so it's great if you're buying things in bulk. It's an easy way to store things.
And these are durable, right? So this is a melamine coating, which is going to protect these shelves. So not only do they look beautiful, but they're going to hold up over time.
Right, and one thing we also accounted for, of course, with the coffee bar, we had to, our outlets. So that's a big consideration when it comes to your pantry. There are a lot of other things you can do in here that you wouldn't need to plug in, and we've set it up for that.
You're right, and I think one of the most unique parts of this pantry is the space behind us, this extra storage area, but we're going to use it for something else.
Yes, we have designated this as the pet area. So if you have a dog, this would be a great spot to put the bowls and some of the dog's items. But if you're not gonna use it for that, it could just be more storage, a great spot.
Absolutely, and Elizabeth, this is just one more reason that folks need to come out and see us in Lakes of Leo to check out this amazing custom pantry and maybe incorporate it into your new home.
Kayla, this nook is absolutely fabulous from top to bottom. I love the open concept, and so some of the things that stood out to me as soon as I walked in this room was that we have a vaulted ceiling inside this nook. When you've got open concept, a lot of times you want to kind of give some differentiation, and that definitely does it for this nook.
It does. That was one of the special features about this nook area, and my favorite special feature is that built-in bench. Everybody loves that style. It's a little bit more cozy and relaxed. You can put a cushion there, some pillows, but it has all those windows behind you. I mean, so it really warms up the space, and you even have a great decorative area on the sides to be able to have some fun features.
Light fixtures always can make a huge difference, and you've made the right choice here. This light fixture really sets off this nook area with the gold. It brings a great brightness to the room.
Everything about this space is designed perfectly for the flow of the house, going right out to the covered veranda with this patio door off to the side. And we're really doing a lot more special features with patio doors even when we're talking about larger and taller. I mean, all of these things in this nook, you need to come out and see it.
Kayla, we are standing in probably my favorite master bath that you've done this entire year.
Yes.
And I think we have to start with the tile shower behind you.
Absolutely. So we've enlarged the typical subway tile and done an even bigger pattern. But what I love about it is that we have a slight accent color to the grout, so it really pops. And we have a great clear glass door that's very popular in this minimal style, doing clear glass so you can see everything. The penny tile floor is gorgeous, and I love the accent with the black around all of the edges.
Yeah, I still love our 7x4 configuration, but there's so many benefits with natural light getting into this shower, making it much brighter for this kind of style design.
Absolutely.
So we did also a really cool floor that we not only did in the shower, but we transitioned to the floor in the bath as well. What do we got going on?
Yes, so this is a penny tile, a hexagon style, but I love the color. It really pops with everything going on. Moving to the vanity as well, because when you're at this vanity, it is a gorgeous space. We have the black accented mirror, the lights above with that black and gold, and that's a really popular combination with this modern farmhouse style, having multiple hardware colors, especially in the blacks and golds. That contrast is gorgeous together. I love the rectangular sink bowls with a great Cambria quartz countertop.
Not to mention the undermount, easy to clean.
Absolutely.
Every detail got touched on here, including the stool. So we did a tankless stool. People will get scared when they see it for the first time, but there's less mechanicals, less failure, real safe system. And why do you like it from design standpoint?
You know, from the design standpoint, it really cleans up that whole space. You have a simple, very modern, sleek push-button system. And then I love that we're able to do a floating stool, and that way you can clean underneath really easily. It is a great designer's dream in there.
And last but not least, a master closet for everybody, right? What do we got?
Absolutely. We have great, gorgeous natural lighting with the large windows in there, but I love that we've taken a little bit of extra care and gave some spice and design with some drawers, some shoe shelves, and so of course everyone's going to love organizing in that closet.
I'm excited to sit here. I can't wait to see people's response when they see the floor.
Oh, I think they're going to love it. I mean, how great is this?
Kayla, a lot of people spend a lot of time and a lot of energy designing that front door to look gorgeous as their friends and guests come over.
Yes.
But really, this is where a lot of people spend their time.
It is. The family foyer and family entry is something that we want to dress up because this is our living space, and we're going to put a little bit more time and effort into the design that goes into this area.
The big thing I like about this is I got a drop zone.
Yes.
Come in from the car, I can just drop everything right there and not worry about taking all my other garbage basically into the kitchen where it ends up being dropped on the island.
Of course, and we dressed this locker system up a little bit with that great modern shiplap behind it, and then the rest of the foyer area has some wainscoting that you can put even more hooks or benches or another way to accent it as well.
One thing nice about this family foyer is we have the half bath right off it. So as soon as you come in from the garage,
yes,
you do have a nice half bath here as well. And this half bath isn't your ordinary half bath.
It is definitely not the ordinary half bath. Again, we want to dress this place up and have a little bit of fun. So we did a great accent wall color going from the stool all the way up the ceiling and back down from behind the mirror and pedestal. So that's kind of fun with a gorgeous chandelier to accent all of that in there. And don't forget about this tile.
This tile is amazing. It pops at you. The interesting thing about the tile is it's got a very similar pattern to the backsplash in the kitchen that's more subdued. Here you walk in with the half bath and the laundry room. It just screams fun.
Again, I mean, the laundry room, I gotta have a little bit of fun and dress it up a bit. So this accent tile is really a great throwback to the farmhouse look, but we've modernized it just a little bit. And the laundry room has a nice dark paint color, but a window to brighten everything up. So this space is really very homey and a great accent area for you to come and really enjoy.
And you should come out and take a look at this house.
I
We're
think
open
so.
on Sundays, and also if you want a private tour, give us a call.
Kayla, here we are on the staircase, and this is typically a pretty mundane area for many houses, pretty plain, just utilitarian type situation, but here we've done something extraordinary. We've taken this space and we've made it a beautiful showcase. As you're walking up the stairs, you're going to see some wainscoting here with a beautiful different color trim on the railing itself. At the middle of the staircase, we have a beautiful bookcase with the knotty pine shiplap on it. So it is just a beautiful stepway up to the second floor where we have a full floor of 3 bedrooms, a full bath. It's just a wonderful use of stairs.
You never thought there'd be so many things to talk about when it comes to stairs, but the design of it is really unique as well because you have the U shape going up and the straight flight going to the basement, so that creates a little bit more character as well. When you're upstairs looking at the railing above, what you can't miss is the beautiful chandelier, so we've even decorated that to make this just that much more homey and designed for anybody to absolutely love. And as you come down the stairs and you're still looking at the wonderful bookcase that you see behind me, you turn the corner and you can see the gorgeous front door that has the accent stain color and the beautiful clear glass. That is something that is coming back now, that minimalistic style, and so we're going simple clear glass with a little grid design, and that's what makes it the modern farmhouse style. And same with this whole entire living space. It really enhances everything about the modern style.
Luke, I know the coloring is tempting, but we need to talk about this basement.
All right, I can finish it later, I suppose.
Well, we have a full basement here at our modern farmhouse, and what I love about this basement space is, of course, it follows the main level. And I love the layout because there's a lot of defined spaces, so it's an easy way to set up and define an area in a large space like this.
Yeah, it's got a large space here, but then on the other side of the staircase, it has a full bedroom and a bathroom down here. And then there is some natural daylight that's coming in from some of the windows.
Yeah, and I do love the location of that bedroom because it's a little bit private. It also would make a great home office. If you need a space that's quiet and away from everyone else, that would be a good setup. Down that hallway is our mechanical room, and it's also a great place for storage.
Yeah, there's plenty of storage back there. And back to this flexible space, it's wide open right now, but the way that it's designed too, you can definitely, like you said, have some very defined spaces. Like back over my shoulder here can make it for a great TV area with maybe a large screen for maybe those football games.
And then I love the play area, or where the ping pong table is. Great place to have stuff like that, or maybe an arcade or a pool table. And then we have this large open spot here where we have the table. This would be a great place to sit around with your friends and play games as well.
Great place to entertain. But I noticed some of that artwork back there. I'm pretty sure some of those wheels are off of my bikes. Do you know where they got that from?
They might be. I know the training wheels are probably yours.
Oh, come on now.
Well, one of our most popular items at Granite Ridge Builders that people ask for is outdoor living. And with our modern farmhouse, that is no exception. everybody wants the outdoor living. So we have done it here at this beautiful home. And I love this outdoor living because we have a combination of just about everything.
We do.
We have the covered portion, the open portion, and we have a fire pit.
The great thing about the modern farmhouse and the look are the accent pieces that really bring everything out. And one thing that I don't see a lot that we have in this house are these great pavers that we laid out.
You're correct. I love the pavers. It's all one level, beautiful design, easy to take care of. And you know, the modern farmhouse, it's that family and friends, it's that whole atmosphere. And so this is a great gathering place when it comes to this home. We've got a great backyard out here, so you can sit out and play cornhole or croquet.
A lot of people, when they're building and designing their houses, they don't make that covered area of the back porch big enough. We don't have that problem here, do we?
We don't. We have a beautiful covered area. We've got a ceiling fan, a vaulted ceiling. And when it comes to your outdoor living, of course, we've done a lot here. Like you mentioned, the pavers, we have the fire pit. It's really worth the money. So you could do a covered veranda for as little as, depending on the size, $4,500,
right,
and then add to it. But it's really a great investment and something you'll enjoy over the years.
You know, they've got a lot of great things out here. Great furniture out here as well. Do you think we can talk Tony into doing s'mores?
Yeah,
let's go find out. Let's go see if we can do it.
This is fun.
This is awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on our tour of the American farmhouse. And like I said so many times, this has got to be our favorite by far this year.
It's definitely my favorite. And remember, this is a model home, so it's here for you to see. And we want you to come out and walk through this house because you really have to be here to really take advantage of everything. So give us a call. We would love to set up a time to show you, or most Sundays this is open from 1 to 5.
You know, the big thing is experiencing the house and sitting on the front porch and sitting on this back. And I'm just going to experience my cigar as we're doing all this. Don't worry, won't get the smoke in the house, promise.
Yeah, guys, and when we're thinking about the modern farmhouse, I mean, look what we're doing now. This is so much fun. We're sitting around a fire, we're conversing, we're having a good time. All the hot buttons for a modern farmhouse when we're talking about the front porch, the back porch. I think you burnt yours a little bit. but we're talking about all those hot buttons. This house hits it all. And like Elizabeth said, you really have to come out and see it for yourself.
Come on out here and I'll teach you how to make a real s'more. This is how you do it. It has to be just a little burnt.
Just a little crispy.
And guys, a quick reminder, we're in Leo, so just off of Hostler Road on the north side in the Lakes of Leo subdivision, brand new subdivision.
As you can tell, we're having a lot of fun. Would you go ahead and close for us, Garrett? Absolutely. As always, guys, we want to thank you for spending part of your day with us. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about who we are, what we do, and why we do what we do so well, please just pick up the phone, give us a call, visit the website below. Even better yet, come in any one of our front doors so we can talk about building your next custom home in this beautiful style of American modern farmthis.
That's
I'm going to eat another
Would you like my cigar?
This is so exciting. Yep, it really is. What else was I supposed to say? I said
Voted regionally.
Oh yeah, regionally.
Kayla, this is a nook. And again, if you were to take it.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Get a little around your lip, shoes out. a little. Okay. Watch, Tyler. Get it on your lip or get it on the way down. There you go. Perfect.